name is Lisa, and I'm an attorney. I wanted to increase my energy. I wanted to become more toned, and I wanted to lose weight. I felt tired, didn't really want to be active, and I knew that wasn't my normal disposition. And so I really knew I needed to make a change and be really offensive about it instead of defensive. I know that my muscles were tight. I wasn't as agile and nimble as I used to be. So I really needed to stretch my muscles and really get more toned. I wasn't happy with the way I looked. I had gained probably 20 pounds during COVID and immediately prior thereto. So I wanted to get that extra weight off.
And you were also, I know it was a few years prior, but it was a hindrance. You were dealing with an injury too, weren't you? Was there any?
Yes. I had about 4 years ago, I tore my ACL. So I really wasn't able to jog or do my power walking the way that I used to do it. That impacted that as well.
For sure. So when we came together, I think the plan that we put together and agreed upon was putting a focus on creating a fitness plan where the routine worked for where you were physically, making sure your nutrition was locked down, and just also making sure that you were moving more throughout the day. Does that sound about right?
That was right, yes.
Awesome. And so on the daily and on the weekly, what did that mean for you? What did you have to do in order to get the results that you have now?
I started to log everything that I ate and keeping in mind the calorie target that we had established together. And so logging in my meals, keeping track of the calories. I always have been a healthy eater, but really making sure that I was sticking to the healthiest foods I could eat. During the day, trying to get up and move. I have a very sedentary day. I do a lot of typing and legal research and writing and things like that. So I had to really focus on making myself stop during the course of the day and get up and move and walk around and be active. So you helped me a lot with that by giving me an app that could remind me to get up and do those things.
Right. Nicholas, a quick question for you. During your workouts and during the routines that I assigned to you, were you experiencing any pain of any kind?
I think that's what was really a key part of the success that we had as well, is that you always checked in with me before every workout to see how I was feeling since the last workout. If there were any areas that I had mentioned during that previous workout that I might have been feeling pain or discomfort, you always checked in with me the next day just to resolve how I was feeling the next day. You gave me different stretching exercises that could help with things that were bothering me. So you really tailored it to exactly what I was feeling. And then during the course of the workouts, you always checked in after periodically throughout the workout, whether I was feeling any pain, how was I feeling, how was I doing? So I always felt really safe with what we were doing because I knew you were going to make sure that I wasn't taking on too much and that any pain that I was feeling was resolved before we moved forward. I remember we made some modifications to some of my workouts too, as I was feeling pain so that we wouldn't exacerbate anything.
Exactly. And in your case in particular, the reason why we were so focused on making sure you weren't experiencing any pain is because we didn't want to have a relapse, correct?
Yes, that ACL injury.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Big one for a lot of people.
And that's one thing I will say to your viewers also, is that when you are someone who's used to fitness, sometimes you think you're feeling better than you are and you push it a little further than you really should, and then you end up with injuries. Even if you are trying to be careful, it's good to have somebody else checking in and making sure you're not pushing it too fast, because once you start to feel better, you want to do more, and you definitely would settle me down when I wanted to do that. You'd say, we're going to call it right here.
Reel in just a little bit.
Yes.
I loved your drive. I was just a little bit worried about the possibility of re-injury, because when we first had our initial conversations over the phone prior to you joining the our program, I was really impressed by your resume, by just what you had accomplished on your own. So I wanted to make sure we didn't have a repeat of what had happened in the past. I think what happened is you were doing exercises and they may have been a little bit too advanced or too intense for what you were ready for at that time. And on top of that, were you meeting, was it every day?
Yeah.
You're pretty much meeting every day. Your ability to recover and rest was also a limiting factor. So just wanted to make sure so that we had long-term success in mind as we were accomplishing your goals.
And I think one of the benefits of doing a one-on-one program with you, rather than what I had done before, which was a group boot camp, with the group boot camp, where they have all different ages together, they don't really hone in on middle-aged people and their particular issues. So if you appear fit and you appear as though you're out there doing everything that the 20-year-olds are doing, nobody's there to say, hey, wait a minute, that's a 55-year-old woman right there. Maybe her issues may be a little different with her knees and her joints. And I think that's exactly what happened. I was jumping up on boxes and doing all these weighted lunges and things like that, which you would not let me do. And that's where I got injured, thinking that I was just as capable as the 20-year-olds, and thinking that the pain I was experiencing was somehow normal when it wasn't.
Correct.
So when you have someone one-on-one worried about you particularly and really focused on your particular dynamics, I think it makes a big difference.
And then if I could add a fourth thing to our framework, would you say that motivation was a pretty big component to all of this?
Oh yeah, definitely. I found that working out with you every day consistently gave me the motivation to want to do it. I think that was really key to my success. And I did lose 20 pounds and feel much more energetic, much stronger. I meant to mention that. I wanted to increase my strength, and I'm much stronger than when we first started.
Sure. And would you, because I was actually just about to segue into those results, you nailed it right on. So you lost about 20 pounds. Would you say there's less pain in your joints now?
Yes, definitely. Much less pain. The problem was primarily my knees. That's where I really felt, and my ankles as well. And I think that's from carrying the extra weight. So I have much better flexibility, and I don't feel any of that joint pain.
Awesome. You also mentioned more energy as well. So that is just all around excellent to hear. What did you learn from this process, or what was your big takeaway?
My big takeaway was really just relearning and underscoring what I already knew, which is consistency is key. And again, working with you every day helped with that consistency and making it a priority in my life. I would get up early and start my work day, knock out a couple of hours of work, and then make time for our workouts, and then go back to work. So really making it a consistent part of your day is really important. And that's what this really reminded me, that I have to do it that way. I can't not make it a priority and expect to be successful.
Yeah, said. And it's funny, you mentioned that you came into this. I want to put a little bit more emphasis on this. You are not a fitness newbie by any means, right? You've been quite active.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
I fell off the wagon.
As many people did. Yeah, not just you, for sure. What would be the next best steps for them to take in order to get closer to achieving their goals?
I would say that tomorrow can be the first day of the rest of your life. And you can start afresh tomorrow. No matter what your yesterdays were, you can start over. And you just, as long as your mind is right, you can get your body where you want it to be.
I hope you enjoyed that video and you were excited, inspired, and motivated to take action steps towards your fitness journey and the goals you want to achieve. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do next. I want you to click the link attached to this post and book a free consultation call with me. During our consultation call, we'll discuss exactly why you're not seeing the results you want to see, and then we're going to lay out a plan and a path that will get you from where you are now to where you want to be as effectively as possible. Click the link, book the call, let's get it done. I'm excited to chat with you, and I'll talk to you soon.